Okay, so today we will be understanding the next section of human genetic disorders, which is sex-linked disorders, right? We will primarily focus on X-linked recessive and Y-linked disorders because these are the common questions, common sections from where you get questions. Now, let's start with X-linked recessive. So the moment I say X-linked, that obviously means that the problem is in the X chromosome. Now, try and understand a few concepts of X-linked. Okay, males. These are the females, and these are the males. Now, males have only one copy of X and one copy of Y. We often refer to this as a hemizygous condition. Now, then what is happening? The males are hemizygous in nature. Therefore, for any given condition, if the male has even one copy of the recessive X, I know it's a recessive disease. So by the concept that applies to the recessive diseases in autosomal, it's the same concept here as well. 2Xs if normal will be unaffected, 2Xs if both, homozygous dominant condition will be affected, and in the heterozygous condition will be carrier. Correct? However, in males, because there is only one X, it does not need to be 2Xs. It cannot be 2Xs. So even the presence of one diseased allele will give them the disease. This has two consequences. One is that there are no male carriers, because to be a carrier you have to be a heterozygous dominant condition, and they are always hemizygous. And the second reason is that the chance that a cross would give you X dashed is much lower than the chance that one X dashed would be passed on to the son, right? What I'm trying to say is that if the mother is a carrier and the father is normal, then even in that case, 50% of the boys would always have the disease. 25% of the boys would always have the disease. Because one copy, right? And if the mother is diseased, then all sons will always be diseased, right? Whereas the chance of a daughter having the disease is 0, right? So this kind of inheritance is more predominant, therefore, in males. Let's look at what would happen if the father is diseased and the mother is normal. In that case, all daughters born would be carriers and all sons would be normal. But if the father is diseased and the mother is a carrier, then there is a chance that the daughters may get the disease. Not all. They may get the disease. Again, so you can see from these three crosses, it's very evident that these diseases have more prevalence in males. Another very interesting thing that you can see is that if the mother is diseased, all sons will be diseased. So it has a mother to son or father to daughter mode of inheritance. So remember these three things, right? So it will be more prevalent in males, it will have no male carriers, and the inheritance pattern would always go from a grandfather to the mother to the son, right? The grandson, let's say. Now let's look at this pedigree that we have at hand. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 generations. Individuals would be numbered as such, right? So the total number of individuals would be 13 plus 13, that's 26. 26 plus 4 is 30, plus 9 is 39 individuals. Okay, so now let's look at the sex bias of this pedigree. Out of, how many did I say? 26, 30, 39. Out of 39 individuals, how many males are diseased? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 males are diseased. How many females are diseased? Out of 39. So there are no diseases found in females. Clear sex bias. Diseases only happen to males in this family, never to a single woman. Right? So because there's a clear sex bias, we can very easily say that this is a sex-linked diseases. So sex-linked diseases usually always tend to have a clear sex bias. Okay, mostly towards males. Because X-linked recessives also happen more to males, prevalence is more in males, and Y2 can only happen to girls. Right? Now let's assign them their genotype. So this and these, we don't know. We know that they have to be carriers, right? So we'll start here. The male. He is X-Y. If he is X-Y, the X- must have come from the mother. So the mother has to be X-X. Right? If she is X-X, this person is always obviously XY. So this is also X-X. Correct? This individual, see, both their kids, they are unaffected. So she could very well have been like this. Right? However, she could have also been like this. It does not matter. In both these cases, this would have held true. Right? Again, carriers, so we would give them, this is not a carrier, this is a carrier. Again, not a carrier, not a carrier, obviously a carrier, because then you get X-Y here, right? Here again, the female is a carrier, that's why you get X-Y here. So all the crosses in a sex-linked recessive inheritance boils down to these three, right? The fact that if there is inheritance where the mother is a carrier, the father is normal, then there is a chance that so we will add this cross to it. Let's add this cross. And then all X-linked pedigrees can be fitted to this cross. These 4 crosses. Okay? These 4 crosses form the basis of any sex-linked recessive disorder. Let's hope this much was clear to you. Let's move on to Y-linked disorders. Now, as I told you, Y-linked disorders can only happen to males, right? It only affects males. Very much similar to mitochondrial disorders. Let's do that as well in comparison. Now, what happens in Y-linked disorders is that because Y chromosome is only present in males, only a male can have it, and it can only pass it on to its son. The daughter will never get the Y from the father, right? So daughters will always be normal. Now, if the normal daughter marries a normal man, then everything goes on okay with that family. This family is out of the zone of the disease. However, this daughter marries somebody with the same disease as her father. Then again, her son would have the disease and the daughter will not. Correct? So, as you move on like this, all sons in the family, clear sex bias, and all the sons in the family and sons of sons and sons of sons will always have the disease. However, daughters and their families should not have the disease unless the father's side has it. Similarly, in mitochondrial inheritance, now because it is maternally inherited, in a family where the mother has the disease, right, all kids will have the disease. But if the father has the disease and the mother doesn't, no kids will have the disease. Again, in this case, the mother has the disease, the father hasn't, then all kids will have the disease. So only if the mother has the disease, all her kids. So it passes from mother to all her children. Whereas this passes from father to all her sons. And this passes from father to daughters, and from their daughters to their sons. So this kind of inheritance, or this inheritance, is known as the crisscross inheritance as well. Why? Because if you look at it, then it's grandfather, daughter, son, right? So this is the grandfather, right? So because it has gone crisscross across generations, this kind of inheritance is also known as crisscross inheritance. I hope again this much was clear. We are done with the pedigree analysis part. We will be doing PYQs in the upcoming videos, and we will be trying to solve questions that you have gotten in NEET as well as in boards. Thank you.